What's going on, everybody? It's your boy J Main back checking in with the people, and I'm surprised I even know how to work uploading a video on YouTube. It's been so damn long, but had to come back, drop a new video on y'all real quick. I want to talk about Remedy games. Seems to be a hot topic in the gaming community right now. As you may know, Control just released yesterday, Tuesday, August 27th. I did pick up the game. I'm going to get back to it later on tonight. And I'll probably drop an impressions video later this week. But anywho, to the topic of the video, I wanted to talk about Sony and Remedy games. Now, if you haven't been living under a rock or you haven't been on Twitter, the hot topic has been, is Sony closing in on purchasing Remedy games as a first-party studio? Now, a lot of things have been pointing to this rumor, this speculation about them joining PlayStation's first-party division. Just to list off a few, I know Shuhei Yoshida visited their studio, I want to say a couple weeks, if not a couple months ago, while, Control was still in development. And as of recently, Control has released, and just about every Sony first-party developer on Twitter has congratulated Remedy Games on the successful launch of Control. I'm talking about everybody. I done seen Media Molecule, Guerrilla Games, Insomniac. Who else is there? Sucker Punch, I believe. Naughty Dog might have even thrown a tweet out there or two. And the funny thing too about one of the tweets is that Guerrilla Games, Control sent, not Control, God, that's the name of the game. Remedy Games sent Guerrilla Games a press kit, or just a special edition version of Control, for them to have and have the game and things like that. And they also left like a note on the edition that they sent them. And on the note, it was like, thank you for helping us out, and everything that you did for us during the development of this game. Something along those lines. I'm paraphrasing right now. I'll, if you want, go on Twitter and look at Guerrilla Games Twitter, and you'll see, what I'm talking about. And so it's just like, wait, hold up. Was Guerrilla Games actually helping Remedy Games develop this game? Like, when do you see that happening in this gaming community? I'm not gaming community, but in the Sony first party, where they're helping third-party developers like that. And maybe it's happened a few times here and there, but with all the rumors and speculation going on, with Shuhei Yoshida visiting the studio, with Sony promoting this game as if it was a first-party game. That's another thing I wanted to talk about. I know Sony probably has the marketing rights for this game, but they pretty much been treating this as if it was a first-party game, with the way they've been talking about it, bigging it up, dropping videos on their PlayStation channel, and all this other stuff. It's like, wow, I know Remedy hasn't dropped a game on PlayStation in a while, but they really have been treating this as if it was a first-party game. And yeah, that just all adds to the speculation that, maybe PlayStation is going to purchase this studio. Now, what I wanted to talk about in this video is, would PlayStation purchasing Remedy games actually be something that I would want to see? I'm not going to say a good idea, because from a business side, that's something that they would have to figure out. But me personally, as a gamer, would that change any way I feel about PlayStation's first party division if they added Remedy games to it? And to be honest, I'm going to tell y'all why I don't think PlayStation should purchase Remedy games. For starters, I feel like a purchase of Remedy games and adding them to their first party division would not be that beneficial to PlayStation. In my opinion, Remedy games they make third-person single-player action-adventure games. Sony already has one of, if not the best, third-person single-player action-adventure game studios in Naughty Dog. Now, would adding another one hurt? Maybe not, because you can you know, the more the merrier, I guess. But I feel like if you have a studio that's already mastered that and has already perfected that lane, why not spend those resources elsewhere? I want PlayStation to buy studios to diversify their portfolio more. They just purchased Insomniac Games. I felt like that was a good purchase, as it, you know, Insomniac Games pretty much already makes exclusives for PlayStation. So they had that already. They had the Ratchet and Clanks, you know, the action adventure games like in that style. Spider-Man, you know, the superhero game like that. Like I feel like that fills a void in PlayStation's portfolio, whereas Remedy Games doesn't really fill a void like, you know, purchasing a studio that makes, you know, RPGs, for instance, like how Microsoft got Obsidian and they're making Outer Worlds. Like I would want Sony to purchase a studio like that, or a studio that makes JRPGs. Like they have Studio Japan, yet we're not getting any JRPGs out of that studio. And I feel like they need something like that in their first party lineup. Or another example, a first person studio. I know Bungie is not with Activision anymore. I don't know if they're independent per se, but you know, I know they have a deal with another company, you know, so they can help fund their next projects. So I don't know if they're even, you know, wanting to be purchased at this point. But if they were, I think adding Bungie to that first party division would be a great pickup, because they're a first person shooter studio. Like Sony hasn't had, you know, a first person exclusive game since what? Killzone Shadowfall. And that was made by Guerrilla Games, who now is working on Horizon. And I know people have been speculating that Guerrilla Games is working on 2 projects since they beefed up the studio. I wouldn't want to see that. I would want all the additional talent that they've gotten to expand the studio to be working on Horizon, the sequel. I don't want them splitting the studio and making 2 games. You know, I want Horizon to be the best it can be, all hands on deck. So I think purchasing a first-person shooter studio would be a good idea. I said the RPG studio, the JRPG studio, things that'll diversify their portfolio more, instead of just adding another third-person single-player action adventure studio. Now, I got to give Remedy credit. They do make games in the genre that I really love, and that's sci-fi. I love sci-fi, especially with third-person action adventure single player games like a Dead Space. I love a game like a Dead Space. So maybe if Sony was to purchase them, they can put them on a sci-fi horror game. But I believe that's rumored to be Naughty Dog's next project. Like they're working on some type of sci-fi game. So, you know, I'd say leave that to Naughty Dog. You know, but I don't want the video to drag on too long. Let me know down in the comment section what you guys think. Should Sony purchase Remedy Games? And I'll catch y'all in my next video. Peace.